can't see me, you Stevie. Wondering how I reach more evolutions than Eevee and make it look easy.
What is up, Earth's mightiest subscribers? It's Blerd without fear. Welcome back to the channel. All right, today's video, I'm going to be talking about Invincible Iron Man number 5 by Jerry Duggan and Juan Frigeri. Main thing I really want to talk about here with this issue is that we already know that X-Men villain Feilong is trying to throw hands with the Iron Man himself, Tony Stark. He has taken Tony's company, all his assets. He even has a patent on the Iron Man suit thanks to Feilong owning Stark Unlimited, which basically means that he can do whatever he wants with the Iron Man IP, whether it's the armor itself, the name itself, or any of the things that Tony has ever developed or anything that he's ever had on the back burner that he was working on. He is now able to take any of those things and make whatever he wants out of them. And the thing that's kind of crazy about this is that, well, I think a lot of people saw Emma Frost on the cover of this book and it looked like, oh, Emma Frost is going to take this comic over. It's actually not the case. Emma Frost is only at the very beginning of this issue and the very end of the previous issue, and the only thing that she's really helping Iron Man with is helping him understand exactly how Feilong got his powers. Now, I'll be brutally honest with you, I've talked about this before over on some of my other X-Men videos, but basically the long and short of it is that he effectively used a ruby quartz and channeled and focused his energy into himself, radiating his body and essentially turning himself into a more souped up version of Cyclops. The optic blast that we associate with Cyclops, Feilong is essentially doing the exact same thing. The only difference is his are more toxic and destructive than what Cyclops would typically use on any normal person, or even another mutant for that matter. While all of that does help Tony understand Feilong just a little bit better, that's not really what's important here. What's important here is that Feilong is about to take the Iron Man moniker, the Iron Man look, the entire shebang, and he is about to turn it into the stuff of nightmares for all mutant kind. And what I mean by that is, while Tony may still have his Iron Man armor, Feilong has now been able to recreate an enemy that we haven't really seen face off with the X-Men since just prior to House of X. We haven't really seen Sentinels in a long time, and Feilong has done exactly that. He has brought back Sentinels. Not only has he brought back Sentinels, but he has made them tougher and more powerful than they've been in quite some time. While he is using Tony's Iron Man tech to recreate the Sentinel program, he has also very likely added in some of his own little bells and whistles to make this version of the Sentinel so tough, even Iron Man's own weaponry can't take it down. Even with Iron Man literally taking all the power his suit has to offer, he can't even put a scratch on this Sentinel, to the point that Iron Man has to cut and run the second he sees it. And if just one lone, half-finished Sentinel is enough to strike fear into the heart of Tony Stark, imagine what it would do for the X-Men and the mutants on Krakoa right now. Even Tony Stark has to respect the fact that this is the stuff of nightmares, that this could be something that could bring down Krakoa in and of itself. Now, what's gonna make things even more weird is that Feilong, thanks to his owning of Stark Unlimited, he has uncovered some old film reels that Howard Stark, the adopted father of Tony Stark, had left for Tony in the wake of his passing, something that he was hoping Tony would find. And what this all kind of amounts to is largely just apologies and Howard trying to explain his absence and why he treated Tony the way he did all those years. But there's one little tidbit that he mentions that I feel like, because Tony doesn't have access to this information and Feilong does, thanks to Howard Stark's leaving behind those tapes, Feilong now knows about the location of a potential mysterious metal, what Howard refers to as a miracle metal, that he has gone off into the ether to find. This metal is never named, it's only referred to as a miracle metal, but I partially wonder if this is Howard just making reference to the Mysterium, this mysterious element that the X-Men spinoff team Sword had found in Sword number 1 back in 2021. It was a mysterious metal that could do a lot of crazy things that they found at the very far reaches and edges of space, and it seems to be able to do a lot of things. It seems to be able to negate magic. It also seems to be able to conduct magic. It's been used as a system of currency. It's even been used to outfit weapons and armor, and while it's not necessarily 100% indestructible, even mutants and superheroes with super strength have a difficult time manipulating it. It's not quite adamantium levels of invulnerability and strength, but it's not that far from it. It's kind of like a nice little cross section between vibranium and adamantium. We don't get confirmation that this is the metal that Howard Stark had discovered, but it doesn't matter because Feilong knows about it and he has the means to get to it. And if he does get to it and he's able to outfit his Sentinels with that Mysterium, not only are the Sentinels going to be more powerful than they've ever been before, the Sentinels will also bear the mantle of Tony Stark. And without the aid of communication, because we know how these things work, not every superhero communicates with one another unless Tony Stark can get back to Emma Frost and to Krakoa and warn them of what's coming. The first time they see an quotey fingers Iron Man Sentinel or an Iron Sentinel or whatever, they are gonna come looking for Tony Stark. This would effectively make Iron Man public enemy number 1 of Krakoa, the X-Men, mutant kind, the whole kit and caboodle. It would be nightmares for Tony Stark going forward. But anyways, that's everything I really want to talk about with Invincible Iron Man number 5. If you enjoyed this video, do the YouTube thing, like, share, comment, subscribe, and make sure to tap that notification bell so that way you don't miss out on any videos that I put out. We're still trying to reach 100,000 subscribers here on YouTube in 2023, so make sure you hit that big red button. Until next time, let me know what you thought about Invincible Iron Man number 5. Keep it plus ultra and sound off in the comments.